Now, if you have set a New Year's resolution to finally get in shape this year, then I've got some pretty bad news for you, because statistically speaking, the odds are not in your favor. 80% of fitness resolutions are broken by the end of February. So that means 80% of people who in the new year have made a resolution to get in shape by March the 1st, 80% have given up already. Now, I don't want that to happen to you. So in this video, I'm going to share with you three tips, if you will. And if you do these 3 tips, your chances of success should be much higher. The first tip that I've got for you, if you want to get in shape this year, is to not focus on getting in shape, okay? Change your perspective from focusing on getting in shape to getting healthy. Because if you focus on getting healthy and optimizing your health, as a side effect of that, you will be in shape. I don't know anyone who's extremely unhealthy that is overweight. It just doesn't happen. Okay, so rather than focusing on trying to get in shape, focus on trying to get healthy. Because you can, in theory, get in shape whilst being unhealthy, but it is 10, 20, 30 times harder than if you were to just get healthy and as a byproduct you do get in shape. Now, how would you do that? Well, some practical things you can do to get healthy is spend time in nature every single day. Really think about your light environment. This is something that I've really changed my mind on over the past couple of years, is that I was always fixated on diet, and I thought diet was the main variable when it comes to health. And obviously sleep is important as well, but outside of sleep, another big thing that I was massively overlooking is light and your light environment. And you've got to remember that the eyes are just an extension of the brain. And just like when we eat food, that becomes the building blocks to, you know, many different like muscle and tissue in the body and stuff like that. Also, the light that goes into our eyes really affects the brain and what the brain decides to do with regards to producing chemicals. And your circadian rhythm is the foundation of your health. You cannot be healthy if your circadian rhythm is fucked up. Okay, so your light environment is so important. Make sure every single day in the morning you're going outside, you're getting some bright light in your eyes. Any time throughout the day that you can use to get outside and just spend some time outside, even like I'm doing right now. It's not sunny, guys, it's cloudy, it's rainy. This is going to be so much better for my health than if I just sit in my air-conditioned villa all day, for example. Okay, so look for moments throughout the day you can get outside. Maybe it's on your lunch break, maybe it's after work and before work, but just schedule some time every day for you to go outside and spend some time in nature and get some natural daylight into your eyes. We're really not designed as human beings to be sat in air-conditioned offices, in central heated homes, watching TVs and screens. Hello? James? Yeah. Sorry, I've got a package coming. 1 second.
Okay, mister. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so as I was saying, human beings were really not designed to be inside all day, every day. So the more time you can get outside, the better it's going to be for your health. And then the better you're going to sleep because of that. If your sleep's good, your light environment's good, then obviously the other biggest variable is your nutrition. And if you just stick to real foods, was the food alive yesterday or recently? If it was, eat it. If it was made in a factory or it has a long list of ingredients, chances are you probably shouldn't eat that food. And the more food you prepare yourself, the more you know what's in that food, and the better your health is going to be. Okay, so that's tip number 1, is to optimize your health. And as a byproduct of optimizing your health, you will be in shape. Now, there is a caveat to this. I'll just talk about this for a second. If you're at like 10% body fat and you're trying to get to like 7 or 6, it's actually quite unhealthy to get down to that lean for most people. It would actually be damaging to your health. But if you're watching this video and if you've set a New Year's resolution to get in shape this year, then I'm going to take an educated guess that most of you are not at 10% body fat. Most of you are probably much higher than that, and therefore this tip would work for you. Now, tip number 2 is really when it comes down to expectations, okay? Because getting in shape, right, for most of you, it's going to be a marathon, not a sprint, and it is going to take far longer than you think it takes. Anything worth having takes so much longer than you think it's going to take. For example, when I wanted to get in shape and when I had an idea of the dream physique that I wanted to, I thought, oh yeah, maybe I could do this in a year. But you know, it took me many years, and there was never a definitive point where I was like, okay, now I have my dream physique. Like now I am pretty happy with my physique. I'm not super motivated to change anything. I obviously see there's improvements, but it's really not a big focus for me anymore, because I've just focused on other things, and if I just maintain the way I look right now, I'm pretty happy with that. But things always take much longer than you expect. When it came to starting my coaching business, for example, at the beginning, I quit software engineering. I was doing very well in that, and I had a very comfortable, my life was already set up. I was making very good money, and then I stopped doing that to do fitness coaching, which is something I'm far more passionate about and something I actually really care about and get a deep satisfaction from helping other people get in shape and hit their goals, right? But at the beginning, I was making almost no money whatsoever, and I was just like, what have I done? Like, have I made the right decision? You know? And in my head, I was thinking, okay, yeah, maybe 3-4 months, I can get to 10K a month, and then I'm, that's step 1 complete, for example. But let me tell you, it took a lot longer. So it took me 7 months, which I thought in my head it was going to be 3. So that's double and a little bit more. So I think a safe frame of reference or a safe expectation to have is that however long you think it's going to take you, times it by 3, triple it. So if you think it's going to take you a year, it's probably going to take you 3 years. If you think it's going to take you 6 months, it's probably going to take you a year and a half. And by just doing that alone, when you eventually get disheartened, because at the beginning you will, especially, it depends on how much knowledge you already have, but for most of you, you're not really going to have that much knowledge to begin with. It's going to be so much harder than you think it's going to take. However long it's going to take you, just times it by 3. Now, that's not to say you can't speed up the process, and you absolutely can. And that brings me on to step number 3. And what made me think of this is because I was watching a video by Alex Hormozi the other day, and he said, most people think you can't buy time, but you can. And I was like, that's funny. And then he goes on to explain that you don't buy time, but you buy skills, and you pay for knowledge which you otherwise would have had to acquire by putting the reps in and learning from experience yourself. And he was talking about how it's so important to invest in courses and coaches and mentors. And he basically said when he was just getting started, and his advice to anyone now is to put all of your money into acquiring knowledge and skills and coaches, and just keep doing that until you have so much money you can't physically put it back in. And he basically said that's what he did. And I was like, that's so smart. When I was younger and I wanted to get into software engineering, for example, I spent money on courses and I learned what I needed to learn, and then I could do that job or that role. And then when I wanted to get in shape and I was struggling and I really felt I'd gone as long as I could myself, I hired a fitness coach, and then I got in the best shape of my life. And then when it came to starting YouTube, I hired a professional at YouTube to help me grow my YouTube channel. And then when it came to business, I hired a business coach to help me grow my business. And that is the way you take a shortcut, okay? So if you want to get in shape, hire a coach. The best thing you can do is have an expert in your corner who wants to see you win, who you paid money to, who is financially obligated to help you win, right? And that is why I do coaching. If you're interested in that, the link is down below. I would love to work with you one-on-one and personally help you get in the best shape of your life this year. It's not just about how you look, okay? It's the feeling that comes from that. And because you feel a different person, you then interact with the world so much differently, and therefore you're more likely to have better relationships, you obviously get more interest from women, and you're more likely to have success in your career, etc, etc, etc. I don't think I need to sell you on getting in shape right now, because chances are, if you're still watching this video, you've already decided that is important to you. So if you're interested in coaching or anything like that, hit the link down below, we can have a chat and we can see if it's a fit, all right? And that is how you can speed up the journey. That is step number 3, is to invest in knowledge. Hire a coach, buy courses, training programs, and figure out what you don't know. And a lot of people, and actually I get this all the time with people that I speak to, they're like, oh yeah, I just know what to do, I'm just not doing it. And I'm like, okay, well, if you know what to do and you're not doing it, then you actually don't know, because to know and not do is to not know, right? It's not the knowledge which is the hard part, it's the application of that knowledge. You can read 1,000 books, but if you don't change a single thing, or you don't take action or anything like that, it's worthless. It's just potential horsepower. And it's the same when it comes to getting in shape. You can know all the best, most optimal way to train, the most optimal diet, all these different things, but if you can't apply it to your own life, then it's pointless, and then therefore you should hire a professional or someone to help you along with that. And really, I just want to end this off with saying that if you have decided this year that you want to get in shape and this is important to you, I want to let you know that you can do this. If you just do these 3 steps, and if you just do one more thing, okay? In fact, this is the most important thing out of everything, is just do not quit. All you have to do is not quit, right? That is so simple. It's the only thing you have to do, is just not quit. So in a month's time, in 2 weeks, or in 6 weeks, or in 8 weeks, when it gets tough and you realize this is going to take a lot longer than you think it's going to take, come back and watch this video, because I told you so, okay? Come back and watch this video and realize it's supposed to be tough. It's supposed to be hard, and you're supposed to feel like giving up at times, because if it was easy, everyone would have it and you wouldn't want it. If getting a 6-pack was super easy, every single man on the planet will be walking around with a 6-pack, and it wouldn't even be desirable to you. It'd just be like a normal thing. And the reason why you've set a New Year's resolution to finally get in shape this year is because this goal is important to you, and you know it's so important to you that you need to make it a goal and you need to focus on it, and just understand that is gonna take some hard work. Some days you're not gonna feel like it, some days you're gonna feel like quitting, but don't quit. The only thing you need to not do is just not quit, and I promise you, you will be able to do this. And I wish from the bottom of my heart that in 2025 you get in the best shape of your life this year. All right guys, I hope that video helps. If you're interested in coaching or anything like that, the link is down below. Go out and have the best year yet. Get looking, feeling and operating better than you ever have before, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.